Most people visit West Midlands Safari Park for the animals, not for the rides, but hidden behind one of the best safaris in the country is a small amusement park. But it's shown its age, so let's go through the rides and see what's worth keeping and what should be scrapped. I'm going to start with one of the rides that I enjoyed the most, and that is Monkey Mayhem. Now this is one of their kind of spinning wild mouse type roller coasters, and it was really good. It's one of those things that I know some people who get motion sickness may not want to do these kind of rides because they spin. I'm fortunate, I don't get impacted by that, and this thing definitely spins. Properly flung us about, was just a lot of fun. It's the sort of typical model that the first half you're fixed and you're not spinning, and then once they kind of release the car, it just went bananas. Appropriate for the monkey ride, I guess. But it was just great fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So we're going to start strong. Chuck it in the keep pile. The first ride I went on is odd. Now I'd done this type of attraction before in Spain, Parc de Atracciones. It's called Black Fly, and I suppose I don't know how to describe it. I could say gyro swing. It's not a gyro swing in that it is a large pendulum based ride. The seating arrangement though is it's like a giant disc, so there's a floor and you're all facing inwards with over the shoulder restraints, which kind of feels a bit much, and that kind of disc spins at the same time as it swings. The one in Spain that I did was vicious, like properly intense. Came off that feeling a little bit like dizzy. This one, not so much. It was kind of a bit of a disappointment. Didn't do a huge amount, and like I say, those for the shoulder restraints are pointless. Just feels like it doesn't need that. Obviously, this model just comes that way, but a simple lap bar restraint would probably be enough. In fact, maybe even a seatbelt would do. But yeah, take it or leave it. The next one's going to be a bit of a surprise because it is 100% not aimed at me. It is very much a junior attraction, but I went on it anyway because there wasn't a huge amount to do. And it's their jungle jeeps. Now, it's a tracked attraction, very slow paced. Ironically, it does have an accelerator, which the woman said if you press that, it goes a little bit faster. I had my foot down. If that was a little bit faster, I don't know how slow it goes without that. And listen, it is a very slow tracked attraction. Reasonable theming considering, obviously it is kind of this jungle safari type thing. The reason that I enjoyed this one though, or the reason I think this is a good attraction I should say, is because all the way around there are a number of key facts about animals, which again, given who this is aimed at, those younger kids, I think that is brilliant because it kind of has that educational element along with the entertainment. So 100% is not aimed at me, and it is very slow and people will be like, that looks terrible. I think for the kids it's brilliant, really good, so I'm going to keep it. Another credit in the park is their Rhino Rollercoaster. Now, I believe it's changed car over the years. I think it's not changed name though, so I think it was, maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's always been known as Rhino Rollercoaster, but I've seen pictures of it with a sort of standard Zero car. Now the Zero car is a Rhino, which kind of makes a lot of sense. It's a weird one because, like, goes up the lift hill and then it actually starts with a decent amount of force. Like the first couple of bits of the ride are reasonably enjoyable, loses pace quite quickly, and then kind of comes into the brakes pretty abruptly. To be fair, when we did it, it was raining, which didn't help either. So I've got a POV. And the other thing, so there was me, and then either the row in front of me or 2 rows in front was Keith, and we were both trying to get POVs. So we thought we'll sit opposite sides of the train and then, we'll not be in each other's shot. Yeah, we were told you have to sit on one side of the train. I'm sure there's reasons for it. It's a little bit odd. Take it or leave it. I probably sound like a stuck record at this point, but if you've seen this series enough, you will know exactly where it's going with the next ride attraction. So they have a wave swinger. Theirs is known as Jungle Swings. There's nothing special about them. I just like that ride type, so not much to say other than I'm keeping it. Holy moly, right, the next one. So, on the opposite side of the spectrum, there's a ride type that you all know I don't like, but I still give them a shot. I will still try them out, and that is the roller disco, Zamperla Roller Disco. So they've got one known as Kong. I don't know where to start on this one. So every time it ran, it failed to park and triggered some sensor. So before I went on it, there was a group on it, and then they all got evacuated off it, and then she had to run it as an empty cycle. Then we went on it, and then it took forever to park. Didn't park properly, so like it felt like they literally just cut all power and just let it keep swinging until it lost momentum, which took a long time. But then, of course, the gondola hadn't rotated to the right angle where you could get off the damn thing. So she had to run a very short burst to just swing it and then rotate it and bring it in. And she went, oh, this is perfectly normal. You know, it does this every now and then. It did it every bloody cycle. It wasn't normal. It is broken. It is desperately needing to get scrapped. So, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of these rides anyway, but this is probably the worst version. Oh, and also felt like it had square wheels. It was rough. So definitely on its last legs, has to go. This next one, I'm gonna go against my normal here. So they've got the obligatory Wacky Worm. It is their African Big Apple coaster. And again, there's nothing special about this. It is a typical Wacky Worm. And you'll know that I normally keep these for the kids. I think they're brilliant, great addition, blah, 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 introduction. Yes. Still true, by the way. Still true. This one, though, I mean, you'll see a recurring theme here. It needed pushed out the station. It needed pushed out the station. It's past it. It needs a lot of work. So I'm not going to get rid of it because I still believe there is a need for these rides for the younger audience. But in its current state, I'm not going to say keep either. So I'll chuck it middle of the road. Take it or leave it. Dark rides. Now I've said recently that a lot of UK parks, this is an area where we do not do well, right? Typically, we either don't have them or we have one and it's a bit crap. There are some exceptions. Ghostly Manor's good, Curse at Alton Manor's good. I like the 3 at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So they've got Dr. Umboto's Catacombs. Ghost Train. So here's the thing. I put a POV up of this and people said, oh, that's an improvement of what it used to be. That's worrying because it's bad. It has absolutely no audio, like silent, which I've done other parks lately that had silent ghost trains because there's a jump scare. So I kind of expected something. Nope. There was also a large section, probably around 30 seconds, of nothing. Pitch black. Now, I did say at the time, I really hope that area is in development and so they've just kept the lights off whilst they're working on it. Given that people have told me this is an improvement on what it used to be, probably not. So, yeah, it's just proving the point that UK theme parks have terrible dark rides, and I'd scrap it. Now, one of the rides that I'd been kind of told about as a highlight, and I agree, is a weird ride. It's their drop tower known as Venom. Now, the reason I say it's a weird ride is because it's almost like they built half of it and stopped. It only has seats round one half of the tower. Never seen a drop tower like that. It's kind of like, well, I say that. You obviously get the ones that are literally just a line of seats that go straight up and down. This does curve around as if it could have or should have been a full circle around the tower, but it's not. It's probably just under half the way around. Like, yeah. And also, if you watch it off ride, it's interesting because it kind of shoots up a little bit and then takes forever to park. Like, it creeps really slowly, and then the second it hits the top, poof, off you go. It's got a lot of force. It was actually quite enjoyable. Very weird ride, but definitely one of the highlights. So it's getting kept. Right, another fairly standard ride type that I typically enjoy is a pirate boat. They have one called Pirate Ship. Very imaginative. I wasn't impressed. Not the worst. Definitely not the worst. I've been on worse pirate boats. I've been on significantly better pirate boats. It just felt underwhelming. So I don't know what to say other than take it or leave it. And then, of course, they have the obligatory log flume, which I say obligatory. It's becoming less of a thing nowadays as you travel around the UK. but they still have one. It's a Zambezi Water Splash. 2 lift hills, 2 drops, if I remember correctly. And it was one of those. So I was with Keith, Caledonian Coasters, and the guy said, "Do you want to have a boat together? You'll both need to sit in the front, or you can have a boat each." So we were like, "No, we'll have a boat each." First drop didn't do very much. Second one definitely got a bit more wet. Not Valhalla wet, but I got a little bit damp. And then as I came back into the station, the guy went, "Do you want to go around again?" No, I didn't. But listen, it's okay. It's pretty good. Not the best, not the worst. But because, like I say, these things log flumes are becoming a dying breed across the country these days, I'm going to keep it. Right, there's my thoughts on West Midlands Safari Park from a theme park point of view. As I said at the start, that is not the primary USP of this park. It is all about the animals. So I'm sure most people go specifically for that, and some will go in for a couple of rides. So if you've been, I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. To me, it feels like it's just needing some love. It feels very dated and that the attractions are on their way out. But yeah, if you have visited, let me know your thoughts down below. If you've enjoyed this one, hit that like button and do subscribe. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios. Most people visit. Yes, they do. But hidden behind one of the best... Blah, 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 blah. Most people... Blah, blah, blah. That was a bit loud. We'll start.